not trying to take on this like fake tough rock
like macho,
persona,
like
macho thing
yeah.
of like, oh, now I'm doing rock, like now I'm part of the rock scene.
Yeah,
you know,
nightmare.
I think you
like
weren't...
what a nightmare.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I remember saying about it, but I feel like I was never worried that was going to happen.
But
At what point are we going to like?
This wasn't the first song that we wrote for the album technically, but this was, I think, the first song that we made in Paris. Which was right. And that was our first time working, the three of us in the room together, and kind of like the beginning of
not ever, but for this.
Sorry, yeah, for this, yes, for this album, sorry, and was kind of like the beginning of the main body of like the album session, I suppose. And yeah, I think this was because it was cool. We were working at the studio called Rue Boyer, which is like a live work place. So we all had our apartments upstairs, and we would kind of come down to the studio in the morning, and we'd have breakfast together, and then we would start working. And at this point in time, my friend Aidan Zamiri, who shot the album cover, was also staying with us. He was just kind of documenting us, and also like doing his own like Fashion Week journey or whatever. But the first morning I came down and I had this thought. I was like, I really want to make a song called Rock Music, because obviously, like we had been talking about this pivot, I suppose, and kind of leaving behind like elements of Brat sonically, and I think it became an interesting vehicle to talk about that a little bit, but also truly have so much fun being back all together in a room, making a song where we were really like playing around.
What I love about this song as well is like it's not actually a rock song really, which is quite fun. Or is it? I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Like that's all those kind of questions
TBH.
are confusing.
Yeah. Got to ask Led Zeppelin,
not
right?
super interesting, but yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, with
yeah.
You should tell it.
Yeah, you should get. Yeah.
I mean, what's fun? I mean, okay, so Finn and I both using Logic for better or worse, like pretty similar version of it, and so kind of taking turns, sometimes working parallel. The kind of, I think I was plugged into the desk, or into the desk. So I was sort of using my session as like an instrument, and we were like recording things into yours for this one. Like I said, just mix it up a lot. And I think I just had one small chop of a really old guitar thing I recorded, just this, I think. Sounds like rock music to me.
It does,
just like
authentic.
That. Wow. So I threw that into this. Well, I've been using a lot of phase plant and because actually there's not a lot of, it can be a synth, can be a sampler, can be whatever. So I threw it into this, and you can see it's sort of got a horrible LFO on it. So it's constantly bouncing around. And I even send an ARP through it as well. So that one sort of power chord becomes this kind of strange kind of bouncy thing. And then actually also what's weird
is cool, yeah.
On top of that, I've got the thing on here, the hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or because that is then also that exact kind of chopped up resample guitar also becomes a kind of persistent hi-hat layer.
That's made out of the guitar.
Yeah, and that's it's running through Shaper Box, and the noise is actually a crash, so it comes as this strange thing when they're so they're kind of strangely in sync, and that's just kind of, don't know, that the fact that that's the heart of this song, like you said, sort of disqualifies it from being a proper rock song.
But it's taken from a guitar.
Yeah, well then, exactly. I guess, and then we've got this, which is just playing through the Boss phaser.
Yeah, most of the guitars we did that weren't doing something like this, we'd have these pedals and really commit to the DI pedal sound. Yeah. We'd be like tweaking the pedals a lot, like kind of using a sort of pedal combo once and then changing it for another song. So it's got this kind of dry DI thing, but always a slightly different kind of distortion, right?
And then this one's with this sort of heavier grungy. I think it's the
Englishman pedal by Love Pedal, I think, the Love Pedal Englishman, and it's got a kind of ampy, slightly broken. You can even flick a switch to make it sound slightly like it's running out of power. So it's got
it retains this feeling that it's somebody playing guitar for maybe the third time, and they're trying out the pedals. No, but in a great way. It has that innocence to it that is kind of like, these riffs sound cool. No, and this is rock music, isn't it? This is cool.
Yeah, it's like Memento or Men in Black, really. It's it's like the first time again, you know.
And were you in the room at this point, Charlie, or you're watching
it? Yeah. This all like was
all unfolding.
Yeah, it's all unfolding. It's all being filmed. It was actually quite sweet that we really do have like this whole from like zero to complete song like documented. On film, yes, which is really nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not in the video, or are parts of that in the video?
In the music video?
In the music video.
No, that's all fake.
Yeah. Because there are bits where they're playing.
No, that's just I mean, the drum kit also explodes in that, so that didn't happen for real.
Our partners at Tape It have just released their brand new DENOISER plugin. Nice. This is Tape It's new, fully automatic, studio quality DENOISER. Drop it on any track and it lowers or completely removes the noise floor. It works on vocals, instruments, band recordings, podcasts, noisy neighbours, vacuum cleaners, and even long sessions with changing noise, all while keeping your recording sounding completely natural and artifact-free. Now available for use in any DAW and as a standalone desktop app. To find out more and to get a special launch month offer of 50% off, head to tape.it/denoiser and hear the difference for yourself. Are you nearly done?
But yeah, I think again the key thing to this was just this funny. I think we had this idea of just wanting the song to be really heavy, but like for a really short amount of time. You know, like it gets super heavy for a second, and then like it's back to the song. You know. Yeah. And so, as Alex was saying, this this is very mono, all in the middle, no panning, and then just a left and right. Suddenly, it gets super wide on these two guitars going through the Englishman, and then this is how we did the chop. I just pulled it in. We just used the really basic sort of Logic loop function here.
Yeah, and once again, kind of out of time-ish. Is that one off the grid? It's sort of on the grid, but a weird
just on the grid.
Like a weird point in the. So you're feeling that loop. You're feeling that looping and clicking.
Yeah, I was thinking initially it was just
rock music.
You know, just did that.
We're making rock music.
And then obviously we took that and then just leaving in the click.
Music.
And then that's a sort of vocal production technique then we could use and throw in other little bits like we were saying we used at the end of. I think there's a few other moments where we're
doing a lot of that strange looping and also time stretching, like not so great Logic time stretching happens on certain words. And
then also on guitars as well. I mean, that's it. Like the guitars on Wink Wink, for example, and on Card Decline, there's a lot of those strange loops where they're slightly out of sync, which is using that function. So but
with this one, it's so fun because I think we were doing it, I mean, I love vocal chops anyway, but it was really part of the session. It was like, it really feels like part of the performance. It's something being chopped, It doesn't, I've done other vocal chops where, it becomes a whole like really meta thing and you're creating a new thing. This one really just feels like an extension of the kind of hook and performance that you were doing. And then we did it in the room like, oh yeah, great, this is going to work,
Yeah. And as you're doing that, are you saying, Charlie, right, yes, that's it?
Exactly. No, we're sort of that's it. So Alex is like playing around with that. You go, oh, that's cool. And then I'm like, are these chords cool? You're hearing anything on this? And you're like, yeah, that's nice or not. Or it's very much like we're all working it out together, piecing it together in the moment.
Yeah. And I think with this song and the sort of more kind of like guitar heavy sort of, I guess, more overtly guitar heavy songs, there's always this conversation of like, okay, we want it to, we're not really thinking about like rock v not rock, but there is this thing about like not rocking out like too much that it's like that was sort of like a personal rule that like was important to me, and I think kind of you guys kind of got on board with that a little bit. Like, I don't want to throw you under the bus for the rock fans out there, but I don't know, there was just like a thing of like it couldn't like rock out too much, which is maybe perhaps why like Playboy Bunny, a B-side that we had, that was like almost on the record for like it was like going on and going off, and I think it went off for a few reasons, but like one of the reasons was maybe it was just like rocking a bit hard.
I think it's that thing. I mean, we were talking about, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I think we were talking about that as well. Is like not trying to take on this like fake tough rock
like macho,
persona,
like
macho thing
yeah.
of like, oh,
Yeah.
now I'm doing rock. Like now I'm part of the rock scene.
Yeah,
You know, I think
nightmare.
you
Like
weren't-
what a nightmare.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I remember chatting about it, but I feel like I was never worried that was going to happen.
But
At
that's
what
what
point
I
are we
mean.
going to like?
You never know. You never know. With you on drums,
yeah,
Alex, anything
exactly.
can happen,
You were
know?
going
It can
pretty
take
hard
off.
there, like
But-
you know.
Is there anything else we should hear from the track?
I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, there's sort of nice details in the outro. Just sort of, I think, yeah, these sort of very crunched backing vocals sort of become a feature throughout the song, which is kind of cool. Like quite like. I mean, that's actually Butch Vig with this strange
His
steampunk plugin, which is slightly undermines
Scary.
our point.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
ignoring that, but that's kind of fun. Those kind of details coming in. And like that, and again,
Altar Boy, isn't it?
it's the Altar Boy and having those really hard pans.
Yeah, and also
just to the
slightly
side.
too loud in a nice way.
Exactly.
You know, the sort of hierarchy of the mix is also playing with a game with.
But that's also that's another thing that Tusk I think does really
Yeah.
well with another album we're talking about, which is just some stuff feeling way too loud, other stuff feeling really kind of too quiet and buried, and the confidence of that. And I think that's very reflective of the way that we write and work on stuff. You know, it's like those kind of decisions can stick in a way that hopefully retains its energy. And then again, just this final bit, we again using that Altar Boy, it becomes like the lead at the end and really pretty loud. You know, these BVs are now, they're like, which used to be just, you know, it's just that. And then just distorted and just taken that little thing.
And also, we're intentionally not cleaning it up too much either. Like all the extra artifacts created by Altar Boy in that setting, and they're just like, you know, we might compress it a little bit for range, but we're leaning into all of that sort of extra dirt. And is it like digital dirt or is it like analog? It doesn't really matter, right? That's what's fun about it. Like it's I think a lot of other tracks tend to try and bring them all into like one world, you know. And this is like letting the parts stick out, you know.
Yeah, and then we got this other just final guitar part. I mean, there's really no parts at all, but then it's just me sort of, I think Alex is sort of riding this cool reverb
it's this
unit.
Chase Bliss like CXM reverb pedal. We have these huge kind of faders on it, you know. So even that is kind of unstable, even though it's a kind of.
But it's like, and I'm sort of like doing a very sort of harmonic pick sort of on it. Horrible, but yeah. It sort of has that sound where you kind of, again, you might like, you get a sort of messy note where some of them are clean and then other ones have this small harmonic that kind of kicks in when I don't quite hit the string right, and just kind of preserving all those kind of details.
And the fun thing is, you know, because like I said, we're just recording it pedal to DI. We've done that decision in the room, like with Charlie, and that's just locked now. That region, we're not going back and re-performing that. We're not going back and like, oh, like let's do a reverb shoot out of all of that. It just becomes the like fingerprint of that exact part of the song, you know.
Totally. And then just the details of the synth in the second heavy drop. It's just like we have this like, again, this really this sort of white noise, which sort of works with the cymbals so well when they come in. And like fills in that space, and then with that low one just to give it.
It's like one mini Moog and one MS-20.
Exactly, yeah. So then just all together. I think there is actually a bass as well they recorded, just a really simple bass. Very pure. Not particularly exciting, but yeah, and then so all together.
And you've got the tuner plugin on as well.
The tuner
so
plugin,
we did do some tuning.
So yeah, that's that.